I'm Coach Rogers. I'm the author of You Can Win Being You, and I'm the creator of From Message to Movement. A lot of people have a message. They have something that they feel is very important that they want to share. They have a conviction. They have an idea. They have something that they just care deeply about, that they're very, very passionate about. But very few messages actually turn into a movement. Now, when I say a movement, I'm not talking about something on a grand scale that you're having a big protest and you're in the town square and you have thousands of people listening to you. That's a movement, but it doesn't, again, have to be on that type of scale. It can be something small, it can be in a room, it can be from a stage, it can be pretty much anywhere, it can be online. All of those things count as a movement. But again, most messages don't become movements. And so I want to talk about 4 reasons why messages oftentimes don't become movements. And so the first reason, we want absolute clarity, meaning we want everything pretty much scripted out, figured out before we commit to it. Most people think movement comes after everything makes sense, but oftentimes it comes after we make a commitment to it, not before it. You start showing up before you feel ready. You act before everything seems to be in line. You learn by staying in it. I love to say that action is your biggest teacher, because here's the thing, you can script out things as much as you want, but once you step into the arena, once you step onto the field, so to speak, things change. You learn some lessons. Think about it this way: if you had to read a book on playing basketball, if you learn everything about basketball just from a book, without shooting, without going on a court, without playing against people, how successful do you think you would be as a basketball player? If you'd never ever played it, all you did was read a book that taught you how to play basketball. How would you be that first time that you stepped on a court and you actually had to play against somebody? I know what you're thinking. You'd be like, man, I'd be a mess. I'd be trash. Exactly. Because there's nothing like getting experience doing something. And yes, that's one of the reasons why people often fall short in turning their message into a movement, because again, they don't really jump in. They don't get the experience that they need. They want it all scripted out. You have to take action. You got to do things, because that's going to be your biggest teacher. The second reason, people often want to ride emotion. And look, emotions are not a bad thing. Messages often begin because something makes you feel emotional. You may have a passion for it. You may be frustrated with a certain situation. You may want to inspire people because you know what it's like. You know what inspiration means to you. So emotions aren't a bad thing. But here's the challenge with it, is that your emotions fade. They change. They waver. And so it's so hard to really maintain the level of action that you need to take if it's solely based on emotions. Emotions are a good way to get things going, but it's not going to carry you long term. Most messages die off when the excitement dies off. And that excitement right there, that's an emotion. They don't die off because it was a bad idea. They die off because, again, those emotions can't really give you the endurance that is needed to turn your message into a movement. So we got to be careful with that. The third one, and this one kind of has to do with character. We underestimate how much alignment matters. It's hard to build something when your life or lifestyle doesn't really support it. Your values truly don't support it. And I'll use this example. Let's say I wanted to be a financial consultant, a financial speaker, or whatever else, something along those lines. I want to go out there and help people with their finances. I may be very knowledgeable about it, but then you come to find out I got a whole bunch of financial problems. That's not in alignment. My energy is going to be messed up. And when your energy isn't in alignment, you have what they call dissonance. It's where, again, the energies are kind of clashing. And so your authenticity suffers. And it's very hard to really create a movement if you don't have the authenticity. It's hard to maintain it. It's hard for people to start to follow when they feel like you aren't truly authentic, that you're not being true to what your message is. Now, alignment doesn't mean that you're perfect. No one is perfect. Perfection is very subjective, by the way, but it's all about being consistent. It's about being real. People value realness. They value vulnerability because people will believe in others that are like them. And so, again, when you have that alignment, that's what's going to make the difference. If you don't have it, it's really hard to turn your message into a movement because a movement involves people believing in you. And so if you're not in alignment, people are going to be less likely to believe you. The last reason people don't go from a message to a movement is that, and you probably already know this, it's obvious, but they don't give it enough time. Here's the reality. Things, man, they start off slow in the beginning. And us as humans, me included, we don't like to wait. Who on earth wants to wait? No one does. If you can get things done promptly, we're all okay with that. Even the most patient person does not like to wait. But oftentimes, when we're starting a movement, if we're trying to make our message go to a movement, things are going to go slow. They're going to be quiet. They're going to be often unseen. And that's the major reason why a lot of people quit. It's not because they have a bad message. It's because things don't happen fast enough. They undermine their own momentum because momentum comes from those that stay in the game longer. The longer you play the game, the more likely you are to see the game turn in your favor. So, in closing, turning a message into a movement, it's not about being loud. It's not about being the greatest orator. It's not about being famous. It's about living it. It's about carrying it when it's inconvenient. It's about being patient, letting it take time, while at the same time having a sense of urgency. Most messages don't fail. A lot of times people just abandon them. They leave them alone. Those that decide to stay in the game, they end up winning the game. Hence, you can win being you. Subscribe to my channel. Talk to you next time.